This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, July 7th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Indianapolis entrepreneur Katera McCarty says a new study is another step to alleviating mental health care barriers for women of color who often are victims of provider bias and systemic racism. 72% of respondents said they would be more inclined to use such resources if tailored to their unique experiences.
Black women want and need more specific resources available to them to be able to focus on their emotional and mental well-being, not just diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives within the workplace.
McCarty commissioned the study in hand with her app Exhale, billed as the first emotional well-being app specifically designed for Black women. City Bus of Greater Lafayette has received a $7.6 million federal grant. City Bus plans to purchase 4 hydrogen fuel buses and 3 compressed natural gas buses and fund the hydrogen refueling stations, maintenance facility modifications, and workforce training needed to support the new buses. The Fort Wayne Komets announced Thursday that co-owner Richard Franke died on July 4th at the age of 79. He had been an owner of the franchise along with his brothers Bill, Steve, Dave, and Michael, and their partner Scott Sproat for the past 33 years. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
America's employers pulled back on hiring in June, but still delivered another month of solid job gains with 209,000 new jobs, evidence of a durable economy that has defied persistent forecasts of a recession. Luke Pardue with HR platform Gusto told the Associated Press he would characterize the job market right now as surprisingly resilient.
If we think about where we were at the beginning of the year, the economy really could have taken 2 tracks where we saw a much stronger slowdown and jobs growth was not nearly where it is right now, or we could have seen a soft landing where we see robust job growth and strong wage gains. And looking at right now where we are about halfway through the year, this economy has remained strong and has avoided any real sign of an impending downturn. And so I think a lot of what's driving this continued jobs growth right now is people coming back into the labor force while they were sitting on the sidelines and businesses having an easier time expanding. And then also the second factor that we're seeing drive the economy right now is strong consumer spending, especially this summer. People are eager to get out, to travel, to eat out, to go do all the things they weren't able to do over the past few years. And they still have the funds to do so. It might not be because they have savings built up before the pandemic, but they've seen strong wage gains over the past few years, and families are going out and spending that money, which allows businesses to expand to meet that demand.
The latest sign of economic strength makes it all but certain that the Federal Reserve will resume its interest rate hikes later this month. Hammond city leaders are considering a new proposal to curb late-night violence. The city's Common Council has proposed an ordinance that would close all gas stations between midnight and 5 a.m. The proposal follows a homicide last month that took place around 2 a.m. at a gas station in the city. If enacted, the ordinance would affect most of the 37 gas stations in the Hammond city limits, although some stations already close before midnight and would observe existing agreements, according to city officials. Summer after summer, dozens of small towns and counties throughout Indiana intrigue thousands of visitors to indulge in communal festivals and buy local, like Harrison County's Popcorn Festival, celebrating a product the county exports 20 million pounds of each year. Jeremy Yakeley is the executive director of Harrison County's Convention and Visitors Bureau.
We want to create a product that not only brings our local residents in and our neighbors from the surrounding counties, but we want folks to travel, come spend the night with us and enjoy this event as well.
Though still young, the Popcorn Festival is a blooming highlight of the town of 3,000. Indiana Secretary of Commerce Brad Chambers is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.